Okay, so let's take a look at 3 of the best wireless mics you can buy right now. Now it's important to note that these 3 mics here are sort of like the flagship models of each brand. Now another thing to note is that I was sent all of these mics by these brands to test out, but no money exchanged hands, and they don't actually get to see this video before I post it. Now the Rode, this was the first one I was sent about 2 years ago. Like my first ever mic was the original Rode wireless mic, but once I started using this, man, it changed everything for me. Like this thing is a tank and it just works. Like pretty much every single video that I have that required like spoken dialogue, I use this. But it's getting a bit dated now. Now I was sent the Mic 3 a couple of weeks before its release, and Hollyland just sent me their mic like a week and a half ago to test out specifically for this comparison. Now the whole point of this video is to get you guys to find a mic that suits what you need it for. So I'll go through what each one comes with, the prices, then features, and finally I'll give my honest opinions on which one I think is the best and which one I personally will be using like moving forward. And be sure to check out the top here to see which one of these mics is getting used at any given time. Obviously listening with headphones is going to give you the best results. So let's get into it. Now the DJI Mic 3 kit I have here with the 2 transmitters is around $330 US or around $680 New Zealand. Now it does have some like cheaper configurations out there, but this one here with the 2 mics is definitely the best one. Now this comes with a pouch, a charging case, 2 transmitters, a receiver, a 3.5mm cable, pop filters, a couple magnets. The clips are magnetic, they're detachable and rotatable. Now the actual mic itself is magnetic too, so if you take off the clip, you can attach it to pretty much anything metal, which I think is pretty cool. Now the whole kit fits into its hard case, which is a big win. Now the Rode Wireless Pro at the moment is only $330 US on Amazon. That's $571 New Zealand. I mean, usually it's $900 New Zealand, so that's a steal. It comes with a charging case, 2 receivers, 1 transmitter, a separate accessory case, a couple magnets with some magnet sleeve things, 3.5mm cable, 2 Pro Lav mics with locking jacks and windscreens as well. Now the Hollyland kit I have is the one with the 4 mics. It's like $255 US or like $580 in New Zealand. Now the kit with just 2 mics only is $220 US or like $500 in New Zealand. And it actually comes with 2 lavs as well. So that might be a better option if you don't want to go for 4 mics and you want lavs. My kit is the one with the 4 mics and it does not have lav mics. Now what you actually get with the Hollyland kit is crazy. You get a carry pouch, charging case, 4 mics, a receiver, wind muffs, 2 3.5mm jacks, similar sleeve system to the Rode to put the magnets in, these little USB-C adapters which makes it capable of using a lav mic, then something you didn't think you needed, this wireless audio monitoring system. So if you put this on, you can hear what the mics are picking up wirelessly while you're shooting. Crazy. All of this for the one price. Now, let's check out the features. Now the Rode has been my go-to for the last couple of years. It comes with 2 cases. It's a little bit annoying. One houses the transmitters and the receiver. The other holds all of the gear. Now a big plus this has over the other ones is a locking lav mic input. Like this can save you big time, especially when you're doing something sort of dynamic and you don't want the mic to get pulled out of the jack because then it will just start recording from the pocket. It also has auto leveling. There's a button on the transmitters that can be customized, but I just turn it off because I just want it to record the entire time that I have it outside of the case as a backup track. These are obviously the biggest, you know, they're super shiny, really obvious, so they're not very discreet. Now this doesn't really matter to me personally because I pretty much just use these exclusively with the lav mics. Now the DJI is awesome. Having the whole thing fit into this plastic case, the menu on the receiver is super intuitive, easy to navigate. The touchscreen is responsive. You can connect up to 4 mics to 1 receiver and 8 receivers to 1 mic. Now this also has adaptive gain control. It has some voice presets and 2 levels of noise cancelling. Now, I'm a simple guy. I don't really use any of that. I'd rather do the noise cancelling in post and, you know, create my own voice presets in post as well. Now the transmitters themselves are super small, which makes them convenient. The rotatable clip is awesome, easy to switch out for the magnets. Now these do not have a lav mic input. This makes its use pretty limited for me in like a professional sense, because no matter how small you make these, like I pretty much just don't want to see them on the screen at all. Now for me, this just means that they are probably targeted more towards creators, like YouTubers, content creators. The fact that everything fits into the case, it's easy to set up, and they can connect to any of DJI's creator cameras without the receiver. Now another big thing here is like, it's small, but having the logo like that big and white standing out that much, it's not really the go for me. I mean, you could obviously just get rid of it by using like a Sharpie and color it in, but yeah. Now the Hollyland, this is where it gets interesting, because it's like they took what everyone wanted in a mic, put it in their mics, and then gave you even more. Now, the receiver screen is a touchscreen. It's not as responsive as the DJI, but it's decent. Again, it's got noise canceling, just like the DJI, but it's not something I really even use, but might be to someone. Now the clip is like a locking one. It sort of snaps in place, and you need to put a rubber sleeve on to get the magnets to work. The actual design of it is pretty nice. Like, it's matte black. The logo isn't as noticeable. Now the addition of the little adapter to use lav mics is huge for me. This puts it in another league. Now obviously the kit that I have comes with 4 mics. You can record all 4 of them into the receiver, but unlike the DJI, which puts them all on separate tracks, this one puts 2 mics on each track. Now if I was using all 4, I wouldn't do it this way so I could actually separate them out. I would just use the internally recorded 32-bit float from each mic to separate them all out individually. Now the addition of this is a game changer and so unexpected. I mean, you can put this on, you can monitor, everything that's coming into your mics wirelessly while you're shooting. I mean, how good is that? So obviously, as you know, all of these mics have 32-bit float internal recording. The Rode and DJI mics can record up to 40 hours. The Hollyland can only record up to 10 hours. It doesn't have as much onboard storage. Now, it could be a deal breaker for you, but I mean, 10 hours is still quite a bit. Now this 32-bit float internal recording, to me, is the most important feature on a wireless mic, like at the moment. Like, I have my Rode set up that as soon as I grab my transmitter out of the case, it's automatically recording a backup 32-bit float track. Even if it's connected to the receiver, it's still recording that in the background. If you don't know what 32-bit float is and why it's so good, let's just break it down very simply. And I'll use my Rode VideoMic NTG as an example, because it has a visual representation of gain. So when you're recording audio in 24-bit, like what you get when recording directly into your camera, you'll want to set the gain to match the person speaking. So if they're talking quietly, you want to increase the gain on the mic so it can pick up that sort of soft-spoken voice. And if they're talking really, really loud, you want to decrease the gain on the mic to account for the loudness in their voice. You're sort of tuning it down. Now the problem is, if they're speaking really, really quiet and your gain is set high, and then they start yelling, like start yelling, it will clip the audio. And you can't just decrease the volume in post, like start yelling, like start yelling, like start yelling, it's gone. Like, you can't recover that. And if they're speaking really, really, really loud and your gain is set too low, and then they start whispering, you won't be able to hear them, even if you increase the volume in post. And then they start whispering, you won't be able to hear them, even if you increase the volume in post. Like, increasing the volume in post, you're just boosting what's already baked in, and you start bringing in all the background noise, like fans and everything like that, so it's no good. Now, if you've recorded in 32-bit float, and we use the examples that we just gave, if they speak too loud, when you adjust it in post, it's as if you're actually adjusting the gain on your microphone before it happened. Like, it gives you that flexibility. Like start yelling, like start yelling, like start yelling, like start yelling, like start yelling. Then if they're speaking too quiet, you're not just boosting the volume in post-production, you're actually increasing the gain as if you did it before they started speaking, if that makes sense. So 32-bit float records like all of the gain levels and lets you float your 24-bit audio between them in post-production. So it's a lot more powerful. Now, a lot of people will tell you that the 32-bit float is foolproof and it's the bee's knees, which it is most of the time, but it won't save you from bad practice. Like if you're recording and you don't have a pop filter on and your person is recording too close to the mic and they start doing plosives, you can't recover those, even if you've recorded in 32-bit float. Also, if you're recording outside and it's windy, the wind, it's just gonna distort your audio. 32-bit float also doesn't save you from that. So just keep those in mind. But anyway, that's pretty much why I love the mics that can record 32-bit float internally. You know, it just gives me peace of mind. Now you've been hearing these mics the whole time, like in my studio, in this controlled environment, but let's just hear what they sound like, you know, in a different situation, say in a gym with music in the background. These are gonna be the 32-bit float files of each mic with no post-processing, so you can see what they sound like.
Big dog was talking like fucking 140. What have we got before the road? We got one more set. One more set. Big dog was talking like fucking 140. What have we got before the road? We got one more set. One more set. Big dog was talking like fucking 140. What have we got before the road? We got one more set. One more set. Right, still holding fast, still going quick, but you got 4 minutes. 4 minutes, kill. Right, still holding fast, still going quick, but you got 4 minutes. 4 minutes, kill. Right, still holding fast, still going quick, but you got 4 minutes. 4 minutes, kill. 13. Yes, Lenny. Go, bro. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. 13. Yes, Lenny. Go, bro. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. 13. Yes, Lenny. Go, bro. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left.
So as you can see there, pretty good results for the mics. Which one do you guys think was the best? I personally think, like, at this stage where technology is at the moment, how good these mics are, like the audio quality isn't as big of an issue, because, you know, what you can do with post-processing, all that stuff, it just comes down to what you need from a microphone. So in conclusion, the DJI for me, if you have like DJI cameras and that's what you use all the time, it's a no-brainer. Like, if you want something quick and portable, still high quality, heaps of features, like this is gonna be the one. Now for me personally, moving forward, I'll be using the Hollyland. I mean, you can't beat what you get for the price. The features, the sleek design, you can still use a lav mic with it. This was a big one for me. Now my Rhodes, I'm still gonna keep them as a backup. I mean, if something happens, I just know that I can fall back on these and they'll just work. And obviously I need the 2 lav mics to use for my Hollylands, so hopefully they work pretty good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now from that, which mic do you guys think you'll be picking up? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. See you in the next one.